So England and the Czech Republic were back in action over in Group D in Euro 2020 with, of course, the battle to top the bloody group. Who came out on top? We'll take a little look. Nick! That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. Looking back, of course, to the Group D encounter between the Czech Republic and England. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button, get your bang out to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related. Euro 2020 related. Well, football anyway, here, boys. No one Ruski. That's right, of course, England and the Czechs had already made it through to the last 16. Of course, it was just a simple matter of crossing the T's and dotting the I's to see who come out on top. Of course, who would, of course, not be on top. And we'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. Thank you for supporting the channel. That's right, boys and girls. If you are interested in supporting the channel as a Patreon, check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course, Patreon in the old chat. Let's get into it then, boys. Here we go. Take a look back at the stats and figures then for this game. It was England, it was Czech Republic, it was at Wembley, and it was a 1-0 win for England. Raheem Sterling again. Second goal of the campaign for him. 2 goals, 2 games. Of course, no Harry Kane did play, but of course he did not find the back of the net. To make it 3 games and no goals. A bit of a changed lineup as well. We'll elaborate on that in a minute. But of course, England came out top with the 3 points. Of course, top their group, which that will do. Of course, yeah, no, you got to beat the best to beat the rest, but the top of the group will set England up for a bit of a banger. Last 16 crunch clash with a team from the power group. That is, of course, Group F. It could be Portugal, it could be Germany, it could be France. We will not know until the conclusion of play on Wednesday, which is today, whenever you see this video. So anyway, let's take a look at the stats and figures in here. 56% possession for England, 44% for the Czechs. Just 5 shots for England. 5 shots, dismal. 3 of them were on target, though. A little bit clinical there, and 2 of them off target as well. As for the Czechs, 7 shots for them, 4 of them off target. We had 2, just 1 on target for them as well. 6 corners to their 4. Again, it was a little bit of a... I didn't actually see this game, just sort of caught a bit of the highlights, but England have not been at their best. They have not been at the best, and when you look at the personnel that they have at their disposal, they should be ripping it up. They should be tearing Czech Republic a new one. They should be tearing the Scots a new one. They should be tearing the Croatians a new one. They've come out the top of the group, of course, fair enough, and they haven't conceded a goal, so you've got to give them some credit. But they are, of course, grinding it out, being very, very Gareth Southgate. Now, Gareth Southgate to me is boring. He's bland. And I'm just talking about his personality, just the way he is. He is not a party pooper. He's not going to go out on the razzle dazzle and get lashed with the lads and all that kind of stuff. He ain't going to get no controversy. He ain't going to get no brown paper bags and the thing. He's straight as a bloody die, and that's what you're getting with England at the moment. You're just getting the results. Results business. They might not be flashy. They might not be 3 or 4-0 Bobby Dazzlers, but you're getting the 1-0s, and of course you're getting the 3 points. So can they razzle dazzle, or can they grind it out the results against the big boys? We'll have to wait and see. But today it was another damp squib. 526 passes for England, 411 for the Czechs. 84 success rate with the passing for England, 79 for the Czechs as well. Let's take a look at some of the other bits and pieces here. The shot grid, as you can see, the Czechs, a handful of them have scored more shots than England. And again, a couple of long range bad boys. This long range screamer by number 9, which probably was Patrick Schick, long range bad boy, and it was on target as well. As for the English, here you go. Just 1 long range effort from also England's number 9, which appears to be off target, but kept to within shots within the box, which that's intricate work there. They have the players to do. They've got the players to do a lot of things going forward, but we just don't see it. As for the heat maps, here is the Czechs, and this is the keeper right here, right now. Of course, coming up forward. Not much in the box though for the Czech Republic going forward. And when they did go attacking, they went for the right hand side. A lot of possession on the right hand side. This is England, of course. This is your matey boy there, Pickering, or whatever his name is. Is it Pickering? Pickford between the sticks. Again, a lot of touches. In your defensive third, this is Blackburn Rovers territory right here. All the gear, all the possession, but it's in the wrong area. You should have it up here. Maybe they did when they did go forward. It was down the left hand side. And guess what? That was the Saka effect. It was the Saka effect. I called it, lads. I did call it. I did say he was going to get the selection, and when he did, he actually stood out. Take a look at the touch grid here for the Czechs. Of course, as you can see, again, this area is pretty sparse with limited touches, and of course that did limit their shots in the box. As for England, they did get into the box a bit more than the Czechs. But again, a lot of possession spread out all over the field, but not really in the clinical areas where we would, or where you guys would hope. Take a look at the starting lineups, and here are the Czechs, of course, with a value of £120 million, quite cheap, really. Vlasic between sticks, Kuliescha, Kalas, Boriel, and Kufa make up your back four. Holes, Socek, Mazopus, Jankto, Darida, and of course Schick up top. There is no Suchek wasn't there. I was going to say there's no Suchek. What was that all about? As for England, of course, we have Pickford between six. Stokes, Maguire was back in there. Luke Shaw and Kyle Walker make up your back four. And of course, clean sheet to boot. Declan Rice, Kevin Phillips, your double defensive midfielders. Bukayo Saka, Raheem Sterling, Jack Grealish, and of course Harry Kane up top. As for how much is he rated, Harry Kane? 132 million. That's dollars. As for the subs for the Czechs, Alex Kral came on the books of I'm not too sure where he plays. Peter Shevchich, Adam Holsech, Mata Vidra, the six-fingered freak, and Thomas Peckart as well coming on. As for England, we did see the likes of Tyrone Mings, Henderson, Bellingham, Rashford, and Jadon Sancho. Of course, we've all wanted to see him, and of course, we finally did get. Take a look at the formations then, shall we? Of course, formations and of course match ratings. For the Czechs, the standout for player was of course Thomas Horas, with Suchek not really standing out either. Patrick Schick had a day off. Well, he wasn't really. He was playing, but he felt like he had a day off. As for Harry Kane, 6.6 for him. The key man for England was of course Harry Kane, with a 7.7 for Luke Shaw, and some other standouts. Jack Grealish with a 7.3. Saka, where are you? 6.6. I thought he was the better player. I heard he was the better player, so I don't know why he only got 6.6. As for the events down here, that looks wrong. So let's take a look at the situation. So let's take a look at what's been happening on social media then, shall we? Another car guy said England, much better from England today. Grealish played well, so did Sterling. Still don't know how Kane hasn't scored a single goal in this competition. Jadon Sancho needs more minutes. Hayden Henderson, a huge plus for them ahead of the knockouts. Rocky Gill said lots of energy in the first half and then completely uninspiring, dull second half without any real creativity or attacking threat. Where is the service of Kane? Teams like Italy, Belgium, France are levels ahead. Czech, England, blah, blah, blah. The ref for blowing the whistle on this boring ass game. That's Mr. B there, Andor, of course. One of the most boring games so far. This is Crypto Bot, a more like friendly match. Poor Czechs beaten by average performance from England. On to the next one. H Cole 91 said comfortable qualification and didn't need to get out of second gear. Clear the deadwood out of the competition, ready for the proper games to begin. RK said Czech England was a very average game as compared to Scotland Croatia. England eked out a win. As it is, England football gets disproportionate amount of coverage. I think it's unfair on other teams who get a passing mention. This guy here, Varghese, said damn it, so boring and literally slept at some point. We'll never watch an England game unless they make it to the quarterfinals where the opposition is going to bite them. Alan Blackman said Bukayo Saka making the difference tonight. Brave on the ball, great energy, and constantly drove the team forward. 19 years old, Gadders UK, or England, or inspiring? Question mark. Will England raise their game for Portugal, England, or France? England out next round. See nothing to convince me otherwise. And Danilo said it's horrible to see a lot of great players playing this sleepy football. I'll hope to see England playing according to its top players. Well, we'll have to see if they will deliver in the last 16. Let's take a look at the situation in the group. Of course, it is done and dusted. England go through. Croatia are through as runners-up as well. We'll take a look at that in another review. And of course, the Czechs, I think they are through, or the matter of dotting the T's, crossing the I's sort of thing. They should be through. Let's take a look at the situation over in the old bracket. Here it comes, Asher, right here. Right now, this is the state of play after the conclusion of Group D. We do know Belgium are in there. Italy against Austria is a game. The Croatians are at the bottom half of this bracket and they'll fancy their chances to go deep now. England is sitting pretty on their own at the moment. Of course, we'll figure out who their opponents are going to be up here. It could be Germany, it could be the French, it could be the Portuguese, it could even be Hungary. You just don't know. The Dutchies are waiting their opponents, of course, and the Welsh will take on the Danes. As for the qualifiers, the Czechs are there amongst the Swiss as one of the best four best third place teams. We'll have to see about the other two who will join them later on. Sweden and France also are qualified, but they're going to have to wait, play it out. So we do know the Czechs and we do know the Swiss. Portugal are sitting in third at the moment. Ukraine waiting to see the conclusion, of course. That looks like Finland are out. It looks like, I think we can knock them on the head, right? There's no way that the Finns can do it. So I don't know why they're still in this thing. They should be bottom. But anyway, it looks like Finland are going home. I think they've been eliminated. But anyway, that's it, my boys. That's it. Of course, England go through. So do the Czechs, and of course the Croatians as well. As for the Mighty Scots, they will go back to the drawing board and maybe a build up for the, of course, World Cup qualifying. We'll talk about that in another review. Of course, be sure to give the video some love, smash the thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, of course, Patreon as well. Make sure you smash your subscribe on the race to 25k. Let's do it. Let's fall in love with bloody Euro 2020.